Welcome back to Mac Talks Football, and it has happened again. I think we all have sound like a broken record. To be very honest with you, it happens game after game. It happens weekend after weekend. It happens month after month, and it happens season after season. The Premier League referees screwing the games. They come in, they screw the one team over, and they basically destroy the league, in my opinion. I mean, today's game, Chelsea ended up winning that game 2-0 against Fulham. I said it, my prediction, Chelsea were going to win, but if you look at that game, I mean, it was quite a disgraceful performance from the referee, from the people at who are controlling the VAR. I mean, that entirety of entire group of those people should be jailed. They should be fined, if I'm being very honest with you, because that was such a terrible performance. I mean, they basically cheated Fulham out of a win, if I'm being very honest with you. I mean, they made sure that Fulham don't win. They basically were Chelsea's best player on the pitch and off the pitch as well. I think it felt like the referee on the field was their best player, and then the people in VAR were the managers, and they basically dictated how the game is going to go, and they helped Chelsea to get the win. I mean, how is Robinson's goal disallowed? I mean, this is what happens when you have people who have never played the game, refereeing the games and managing the situations. And I mean, it is just absolutely ridiculous that that goal was disallowed. There was no intention of a foul. He gets the ball, he just moves behind, and accidentally his foot goes on the Chelsea player, and the guy goes ahead and scores a beautiful goal, and they go ahead and they disallow it. I mean, it was absolutely ridiculous. It's quite a shameful decision, to be very honest with you. They go on, they add about 8 minutes after that, and even after the 8 minutes were ended already, and they continued going on until Chelsea go ahead and scored that goal. João Pedro scores the header from the corner just before the end of the first half, and it becomes a 1-0 to Chelsea. I mean, and to be very honest with you, it was quite a 50-50 game. I was really enjoying the game. It was a London derby. The game, it's not like it set the world on fire. It was really fun. It was attacking. It was nothing like that, but it was like quite entertaining, quite a physical battle. Both teams trying to cut each other out. It felt like a chess match. Both of them making their moves, trying to surprise the opponent. It was quite a healthy game going on. And then Fulham go ahead and of course they scored that goal, and it looked like Chelsea were going to be in trouble, because Chelsea were not really up for it today, in my opinion. I don't think they played really good, if I'm being very honest. But then, as I said, they go ahead and they take away the goal, but Fulham kept on going. They were really, I think they were the better side in that first half, but then they get sucker punch, not once, not twice, but 3 times. They get that goal disallowed. Then they concede, when the half should have been over, I think a couple of minutes before that. Second half comes in, and early on in that second half, they give away that penalty. I mean, João Pedro almost handles the ball there in the situation. Iwobi was a foul. I mean, if you are giving the earlier one foul one as a foul, that Iwobi one should be a foul. There's no question about that. And the Session one, I'm not going to say that much about the Session one, because I understand what the logic was, and I get all that. I'm more pissed about why the Iwobi one was not given as a foul. And if you are really going to give you're going to just allow a goal because of the foul that supposedly Fulham Fulham implicate, you need to go ahead and do the same with Chelsea as well. That penalty should never have stood. Two questionable thing happened. João Pedro, again, I'm going to give a benefit of the doubt to João Pedro. He was very close to the ball. It was very hard for him to get the hand away. But the way that they brushed pass aside the Iwobi foul, I mean, that was really questionable. Then of course they give the penalty. Up steps Enzo Fernandez, and he scores, and it becomes a 2-0 Fulham. And to be very honest with you, I just felt like after that decision, Fulham basically, and I should not be saying this, they are professional players and whatnot. I just felt like mentally they were like, fuck it, we are done, we don't really care now. It just felt like they basically sucked the emotions out of the score. The Fulham fans, to be very honest with you, they were really good all around there, but after that they fell silent. It just felt like the referees were making sure that Chelsea are going to end up winning that game. And even other decisions in the game, they if you are counting more more often than not, the 50-50 went towards Chelsea's wins instead of Fulham. And I think it is quite quite a disgraceful performance, I was saying. I've been saying this on my channel from last year, when when things were going against Arsenal, and I kept on saying, I have said this when things go against Manchester United. I've said these things, even when things went away against Liverpool as well, that as fans we should come together when stuff like this happen, because we deserve, we deserve, as fans, we deserve that the game that we watch should be officiated in a really good manner. I watched Serie A today. I watched the games in the Serie A. I watched games in La Liga, in the Bundesliga. I mean, when the Chelsea game finished, I watched that Leverkusen and Werder Bremen game. I could not find one mistake. I mean, I watched Saudi Pro League, I mean, the last night's the game, and there is better officiating in the Saudi Pro League than the officiating in the Premier League. And this is, and I will say it again, I can say it with chest as well, this is the biggest league in the world, and they have the most pathetic referees in the world as well. I mean, if Saudis can have such a better officiating, if everybody else in Europe can have such a better officiating, I mean, you would hear once in a blue moon that a referee decision was bad in La Liga or Bundesliga or a Liga or Serie A, whatever the league is. But for Premier League, like every single weekend, it's the same situation. You sometimes you have, like, if there are 5 matches in a day, 4 of them are controversial decisions are being given by the referees. So it feels like a mafia. And at the end of the day, you see Marco Silva, he's not even saying things what he wants to say, because he knows he's going to get punished. This is literally like a mafia. They do what they want to do, and they control everybody else, and they punish if you say anything against them. Last year, everybody went after Arsenal, that Arsenal should be respect the referees and whatnot. They punished Mikel Arteta, and they try to paint Arsenal as some mourners and whatnot. And of course, Simon fans are gonna chime in and they're gonna join it. But I said it last year, I will say it again. It has happened to Fulham today. It happened to last year Arsenal. It happened a lot to Manchester United last year. It is going to happen to today it is Fulham. Next week maybe it might be Chelsea themselves who are going to be on the receiving end of a stupid call, a call that might end up be the reason that Chelsea might not go ahead and win the title, or they might not qualify for the top 4. So it is I just really don't understand what these people are thinking. Who is selecting these people? What their agenda is? I mean, you had Mike Dean of all people, admitting that this was a really bad call by the referees. That goal should have stood. So I don't think you need to say anything. Even if Satan himself is coming out and saying my disciples have made a wrong mistake. So I just don't think it should be there's anything left to say. A terrible performance from the referee. Chelsea, I don't think they were really good enough if we are talking about the game. I think if the playing field was on level, I think it would have been a very difficult day for Chelsea. I don't think they could have made a comeback easily. I said in my prediction that it was going to be a tough game. It's a derby, and I thought that Chelsea were going to win it somehow, and it showed in that game. Like, they were struggling. Fulham were really good, and I really feel sad for Fulham. And again, I'm going to say this, clubs like Fulham, clubs like Bournemouth, clubs like Brighton, the clubs that are trying really hard to break this cycle of the hegemony of the big clubs. They're trying to get into Europe, trying to qualify. You have to feel for clubs like these, right? Firstly, they cannot compete in the transfer market with the big clubs, and I include Arsenal in that in that bracket. Like, they cannot compete with us because we have so much money. We can throw the money around, or we can offer more wages than they can. So they cannot really go for the big players. Then the players that they bake into big superstar, we go ahead and we buy those players as well. So they are already on a disadvantage. So they go out, they bring the players, they try to play good football with the with the limited resources that they have, and then they go out and they get cheated out of these games because of this stupid decision. So I really feel for clubs like this, and I think again, Chelsea fans, you got the 3 points, but you should be sympathizing with the Fulham fans, and you should be honorable enough to accept that you got lucky today, because you did not deserve to win this game. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, and Chelsea just got the win. Again, a shameful performance from the PGM Hall. And again, it is nothing's gonna happen. So they are just gonna come in and they're gonna sort of apologize and they're gonna give you, their stupid excuses and whatnot. But it was an absolute shit show. It was a nightmare from the referees. That is from me in this video. Let me know what you guys think of the entire situation of the PGM Hall and where do you stand on this. Let me know in the comment section below. Like the video, share it as well. Click on the notification bell and of course subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get to 550 subscribers as quickly as possible. So please go ahead and subscribe and help the channel out. Until next time, bye bye.